Welcome to Chalk and Cheese Podcast. One DJ, podcast, one comedian, and two other guys. Chalk and Cheese. Come on.
Begging it. First topic, as we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, we're going to talk about it. We just wanted to make sure everybody watch the series before we talk about it. Everybody has, apart from with special guests today, but should we get the drift of it along the way when we start talking about it? So basically it's the series that is on Netflix now called When They See Us. That's what I mean. And this is a real and story.
That is why I haven't watched it.
Thinking about it, just thinking about it.
That reaction is exactly why I haven't watched it.
You know what? I think most people say, like, I would say from the first half an hour of that film, I wanted to turn it off. I was so angry.
My missus did.
Yeah.
Me and I start watching it. And when you see when them get to the police station,
yes,
she lock it
That's
off.
when I did with the 14-year-old boy and his eye was swollen and they were questioning that burned my skin.
She lock it off.
I couldn't watch it.
I'm convinced her. So watch it now because I want to see what happened. I'm interested. And you know what actually happened? She didn't want to watch it, so me just started watching it and she ended up watching it.
So can you give us like a brief overview of the film?
So basically what it is, it happened
1989.
1989. Basically there was a rape and
Central Park,
attack,
New York.
A vicious rape in Central Park, New York. At the time of this, there was a group of young black men in the park as well, and they were holded as they were held accountable for it. Right. You understand? They had nothing to do with it, but they were arrested.
Just randomly.
Yeah, they were arrested. And brought. Let's just say as well. Let's be honest. They were in the park just being young teenagers. You know what I mean? They
call it wilding.
Wilding, they call it. You know, the wilding, which is just
messing around.
You know what I mean? Like being kids, what every race does. You understand? It's not
theory,
one.
They weren't all doing that.
Not all. There was some that just went to watch.
Some just was following.
Some were actually fighting.
Yeah. And they were on their way to a party, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So and they went through the park. Isn't that what was happening?
No, they were just going through the park because there was loads of other people.
What was the party about at the beginning? They spoke about a party.
But that was a different group.
No. But the party, were they on their way to the party and went through the park? Either way, they weren't all in the park to no good.
Some just
people
go
were in the
because
park.
they were going.
Yeah.
Like even the youngest one, he just went because he see everybody running to the park. He went as well. No, I overheard the bigger boy saying, "Yo, I go to the park or whatever." They go. And then the rape. Obviously reports have come in of disturbance. There was a rape.
Female jogger.
And then the police had just run. Basically grabbed whoever they can grab, arrested whoever they can arrested. A lot of young, they were all teenagers that were arrested as well, between the age of 14, 16 up to 16. 16 was up to 16.
Which was Corey. He was 16.
No, but we don't get to that part yet.
No.
So they were arrested, taken in, and they were still put out names for more young boys to be arrested. Right? They were all questioned. And they were questioned without their guardians. Without guardians. Remember, they are children. They're basically.
But listen, hold on. The police woman, the instigator, the bitch.
Yeah.
She initially at the park said this is where he dragged her in. Like she looked at the ground. And she came up with the assumption that someone dragged the lady in.
Yeah.
But she's the same woman that said it was all of them. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you could see as soon as she realized that these guys are here, she just wanted.
So she started arrested. Then they were sending out for more. They were sending out for more names. So for instance, like Yusuf was on the list of people to be picked up. And Yusuf, and there's a guy called Corey. For those who haven't watched it, obviously you haven't. There's a guy called Corey who was there as well, and he didn't go to the park. But he's used his friend.
He did at the beginning.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He was in the chicken shop.
Get this.
No.
All right, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
He didn't. Remember, he was in the chicken shop with the girl and he stayed.
No, he didn't. He didn't stay in the chicken shop with the girl. He left, but I don't know if he went to the park.
He did because I saw the real version.
His friends knocked the window and he left the girl, and that was at the end. He was saying what would happen if he stayed in the chicken shop.
No, see,
but he left the chicken shop.
Yeah, I saw the real version.
I saw
the real version. What happened was.
But listen, that's irrelevant.
he was on the outside of the park.
Actual, let's talk about what the police did, innit?
Yeah, so the police arrested all of these young boys. Some got released. Some of the young boys got released, but there was 4. And what I'm saying is, when they went to pick up Yusuf was with Corey. Corey and Yusuf are friends, and Corey said to the police, I want to come along with Yusuf.
The police asked him first, and he was like,
yeah. Right. And he said because, and in his mind, he's going because that's his friend, and he don't want anything to happen to him because his mother would be upset and angry. You understand? So he went to be a support, to say, yo, I'm not leaving my friend, Mike.
Yeah.
So they all went there. So it turned out there was 5 in total now. The police know this woman, this as Ceesix said, name her
bitch.
That's it. Ceesix, like Ceesix said, this bitch, this police woman made up the story, made up everything what happened.
But hold on, you know what? I honestly feel like if I think about it, that initially I don't think she made up. I find it difficult to think that they just now all of a sudden come up with a story just to frame these youths.
Yeah,
I think that they wanted it to be them. So it wasn't about initially. It wasn't about framing. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but they wanted it to be them because there's no way that a white woman can get raped in the park and there's black boys here and it not be one of them.
Yeah, I think what they wanted was because the pressure of the media and that they needed to pin it on someone. And obviously they just picked 5 kids.
I don't think it's nothing to do with the media, bruv.
Don't think so?
She was on it. Like, I think it's racism.
Yeah, Yusuf said
it's to do with so much things. Like she looked at them and just hated them.
Yeah, because I watched the real ones and Yusuf said the reason why they went
about the show, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about. If
you talk about the real one, we need to talk about the show.
No, but it's part of why, because the reason that Yusuf, you said they wanted it to be Yusuf, maybe because he said he was 6'3" at the time. He was 6'3" with a flat top, so they were looking for, because he was big. They were like, yeah, let's get this you.
They have to make them story make sense. The case, they have to put together the case. Yeah. So when they present it in court, them know them case are going to stand.
Anyway,
and what they did basically is when they interrogated all the children, because they were children, they were young minors, teenager boys. Yeah, they interrogate them without their family members. I think only one.
They made that happen. Listen. What they did was they used tactics to get them. So they knew once they realized that these are the kids that they want, and I think they believed that they now went into some interrogation tactics to get them. Yeah. So knowing that the children, they broke every
and basically
law,
what they were doing is like
every conceivable
it's like what
law.
they were doing is like saying they arrested us Latin here. They would be like, yo, Ceesix is saying Yardie did this, and so they would tell me Ceesix is saying you did this, and I'm like, who Ceesix? Half of the boys didn't even know each other.
None of them knew each other.
The only 2 knew each other were Corey and Yusuf. The others, they didn't know each other.
No, they didn't.
Because there's a scene afterwards when they're all in the room, in the detention room together, and they all like realizing they all have lied on each other, and then they're like, oh, so you're Corey, you're Yusuf, and you're what the next one name?
Corey, Antron.
Yeah. So they're all coming up with this. So the police interrogated them, put pressure on them, make them feel like they're gonna get in trouble if you don't say this and you don't say that. So they forced them to say things, made false statements, and then pressured make the kids feel so like scared, like petrified.
They even beat one of them.
Even the little boy, even the youngest one. What name? Is it what the youngest one name? Chris? Not Chris.
No.
The young.
Yeah, I know the 14-year-old.
Yeah, the one who get hit by. Even him, he cried and shouted at his sister to just sign his statement.
No, but listen, let's break it down. Yeah, let's break it down because we don't need to talk about the film. Yeah, we need to talk about what happened.
We just there try.
I hear that, but we have to talk about what happened.
Rundown of it. Sorry,
and what basically they interrogated the kids. They broke all the laws, like in interrogation laws.
Yeah,
and they used the fact that their parents weren't there, and that they used the fact that their parents weren't there.
Struggling parents as well. You know what I mean? Like,
and they got
parents to get anything that they did say that could be used in evidence. And once it said,
they made them sign things. Now, I learned so many things watching this, and one of them, the major thing that I learned, is that you need to know your way, you know your rights.
You do.
You need to know your rights,
100%.
and you need to know how to conduct yourself in any situation. So doesn't matter if you're speaking to police, doesn't matter who you're speaking to. If your rights ain't being met, you have to stop until you get that help. Now, 2 of the fathers in there piss me off. I think that they...
Which 2? I know the
2 fathers.
Antron's father.
Antron's father
and the Latino guy.
And the Latino guy. The Latino guy went to work. He went to work.
Instead
of staying in, I can't go to, so speak to my mum, but she can't speak English.
Yeah.
So he left the youth in the room, in the interrogation with a woman that doesn't speak English. The cop spoke Spanish and told her, don't worry, it's all good. Told her to leave. So the youth don't speak Spanish. The grandma don't speak English. So they got rid of the grandma and put pressure on the youth. The dad shouldn't have left. Oh, my job. But you shouldn't leave your son.
But also, he don't know his own rights either.
Who's that?
The dad.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. But your kids lean on you.
Yeah, of course.
Your kids lean on you. Antron's dad was so scared about work on the stuff that he's done in the past that he told his son, just do whatever the police tell you. But that's what he believes, though. I believe that's what he believes.
You know, it is as well. Is I feel like, listen, man, if your children in a certain situation, it don't matter to you. This is it. Like, I don't care about the work. I don't care about this. I don't care. My son is in there. I need to be with my son.
Straight
yeah,
up.
because even like when we check the levels back and the way you just say, make me think about something, you know. When we first come to England, I get arrested for something, you know. And my father come to the police station and came, because I'm a minor at the time, and he came in. And after I left, my father said, don't make that happen again, because that's the first time I go inside of a police station, had to willingly go in there. And my father didn't do a 9-to-5 job, put it that way. So for him even angry that he had to come inside there and know, you know what I mean? He didn't like that. So those are things that just show that he didn't care though. Because to him, he don't want his son to be in any problems in there. And you know what I mean? So what he's saying is right. Like the 2 father, them just, it's like the next father, when the policeman are telling him, oh, you got a pass. How would they feel if they hear about your past, your workplace? Remember him using work?
They
so it's
try
like,
to threaten him.
It's about you now, not your child. It's about you. You're worried about your own self and not your child's safety. You understand what your child's going to go through? So, it's right. They need to know them rights. They need to know them rights.
That needs a fucking car park attendant on top of it. You don't want to put your son in jail for that.
Yeah, it's true.
Piss me off, blood.
I know. Like, when I watched the whole thing, blood, and the dad, I felt the man's pain, bro. Like when he came out, Antron, I felt his pain when he came out of jail, and he just looked at his dad, blood. I probably would have been the same.
Yeah, because the one that went down.
And he didn't come to any of the court things either.
All the youths went to jail.
What made it worse?
All the youths went to jail, and they all went to court. They couldn't. First, another thing, they couldn't afford good lawyers.
No.
So they had one of the families had a divorce lawyer.
Yeah,
it was all set up for them for
They still bust case though, because the DNA showed that nothing was. No, they didn't bust it. But the case. No, what I mean is they didn't bust it like
case.
No, they definitely didn't bust case. But I meant like they like the evidence shows they beat a lot of things. Yeah. But then the only thing that got
system against them.
Yeah,
but there was nothing pinned against them.
They had an ex-policeman as a lawyer on the next side as well.
They signed something and they on camera saying
the thing is, it's not good enough. Let's face facts. It's not good enough.
It's not.
The system was against them.
And what they did as well, the key thing that I feel like we didn't mention, so you didn't know, for whoever didn't listen, is Corey was used. Yeah. Like they beat him before they put him into an interview. They took him in a room and beat him. Yeah. So I already know he's scared. I think, didn't he have a fake ID as well?
Yeah.
So he was actually younger and he had a fake ID.
No, that was Yusuf that had that. It was Yusuf.
Oh, and they tried to use that against Yusuf. At first, he's an adult. He's not a minor because he had a fake ID. But with Corey, they used him and made him feel like, yo, you can help everyone. Yeah. We need you to say. So they told him what, they basically tell him, for him, statement. This is what you're going in there and say. Go in there and say it. And when you watch it, and even when you see Corey real interviews and that, you can see that he has some kind of he was dropping out of school. Illness, he weren't in school and things like that.
A bit backwards.
He looked like he had learning disabilities as well. So I think they use that against him. And he, remember, what I said, he wasn't even on their radar. He only went to the police station to help. He's to be with his friend, to say, I'm staying with my friend. And
Ended up doing the longest.
Got the worst. He got the longest. He went to adult jail while all the other ones were in youth offenders. And
he got the longest time, 13 years.
He was not knowing no connection with them.
He got 13 years.
Of no DNA evidence.
None. No DNA evidence.
There was at a time where
nothing.
DNA and stuff wasn't as prominent as it is now. Like, but
everything was just against them. They wanted to put the black guys in for this crime.
This show here. I you know what? We're skating around. It's something that we can't tell you about the show.
You have to watch it.
It brings up too much feelings. You have to watch it. I think everyone should watch it. It's important that everyone.
It does make you angry. Can I ask you
something?
It does.
Can I ask you, because you guys are all people that have watched it and I haven't yet, for the reason that I said of this. I haven't watched it, but simply hearing you guys talking about it is actually physically making, like, I'm angry. Do you feel that a lot of the content that is being put out that involves ethnic people is this kind of stuff? The whole Khalifa Brown stuff, the whole, the hardship of black people, how black people have been used and abused and been painted in such a way falsely. Are you lot not bored of this kind of content? Because you said everyone should watch it.
Yeah, you can't be bored of it because it's real life.
I'm so bored.
I'll tell you why. You can't be bored of real life. The thing is, it still happens today.
I know.
There's so many youths in jail, joint enterprise, like, that wasn't even involved. Like, if a youth gets stabbed and you was with him, I don't know if the joint enterprise law is still happening. But,
I think that is.
Hold on. Sorry. If we went out, us three, and you stabbed someone or shot someone or whatever, we're all going to jail for joint enterprise, even if I didn't know that was your intention.
Yeah.
Because do you get what I'm saying?
They're spending money building prisons.
That's a miscarriage of justice.
We can fit more
and we don't know how to defend ourselves. We don't know how to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
I will never ever stop. I will never be bored of the miscarriage. There's so many things that are hidden from us that we're not that we're not even encouraged to do. There's basic things that we're not encouraged to do. And we will always be victims of things until it's got to be out there so much that it stops.
Just so you understand why I said that. Because there's so much other content of things that could make our mentality not be angry, but be hopeful, but be driven, but be, do you know what I mean? In a different direction.
But you can be driven by miscarriages of justice to say that we will not allow this to happen. If you only look at the positive things that have happened. I guarantee you,
the people that are watching that, they're not going to go and look in on the rights and read Act, etc.
The woman that made the movie, she heard about the story and she's now made sure that it's public for everyone to know. It's embarrassed the president's involved in it in America.
Yeah, before he's the president, Trump was president.
The policewoman as well, she stepped down from something as well.
She should have stepped down from life. She should stepped down from life.
A lot of things happened to her.
Donald Trump at the time was on news. He was not the president. He's not. I don't even know if he was. It was just a long time. He's just a famous rich man. And he said they should be beheaded. They should be killed.
Death penalty.
Imagine now he's the president. Imagine he was the president then. You know what I mean? So all these things make you like it's good to see this because it's real life. So good for know and educate, because it does educate people. Then people probably know on movies like this will go and research. Will probably. I know you said some won't. Some will still have that anger. But one thing that I liked, why I'm glad they did it as well. And it's not like trying to highlight that, but is a lot of people will play it down to racism because it was a big thing back then as well, and it still is now. But did you see when Corey was in prison, it was a white man helping him as an officer, and then the black officer wanted him dead. Did you see that? And it just goes to show. I like that because it goes to show we have good people in this world and bad people in this world, no matter them race. It's not just one weird thing. Because I say, yo, it crazy. I look at him and say, he might get attacked in a jail by all of the white man them. But he didn't. It was mixed.
But you got to remember this. Listen to this. What's happened in prison is what happens to guilty. He's a rapist. So to some people, it's jungle justice. If he did rape her, he deserves a beating. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. But you don't know because he's in prison. You assume that he does it. So what happened in prison? I get that, you know, black people turned on him. You know, he got beat up by a lot of different people. And yes, you're right. The white screw did have empathy for him, but that doesn't change the fact that he was when he was innocent. The only people that were against him were the people that were against him. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's irrelevant.
No, but also what I say is back to what she there said about when he there said about people going to do the research is because even then when they were going court, there was people that because they were classed as a celebrity inmates. That's what they were classed as. You're fake because their case was big. So now when Corey was in jail, they were making him know that you're not a celebrity around here. You know what I mean? Because some people, I feel like criminals, when you go jail and you got a big case, like a high profile case that made big news and all world news and that is you feel a bit more like you're bigger criminal than everybody else. You know what I mean?
But in saying that the ones that they don't give a fuck about are pedophiles and rapists. So whether how big your case is as a rapist, once you're going in there, you are getting.
No, I hear that, but what I'm trying to say is at the same time, there's people who would have heard both sides of the stories, and there's remember there was people fighting outside the courts and protesting, so they could have easily be like, but how do we know they could have done it? They couldn't have done it.
People believe in the system, so if you believe in the story, it's one thing, but when the system say that you're guilty and that's by your jury and all of these things, then you can be swayed.
But what made me laugh,
you know what I'm saying? You can change even though your standpoint initially was I think they're innocent. The moment that the moment that the jury find them guilty, you now take on their side. Oh, well maybe. Do you get what I'm saying? So many people would have changed their mind based on the law putting them in jail.
But like,
because jail just assumes that you're guilty.
For me, it's even a thing of even the man them will attack him in the jail the 2 times, all the time get attacked, is even the black man them and the Hispanic man them will attack Corey when him in there. It's like, I guarantee you believe you're innocent as well. I guarantee you've been wrongfully arrested at some point.
The thing is, this is why I don't look at what happened in the jail. It's very sad. But I don't look at what happened in the jail because it's jungle, it's dog in the jail. You get what I'm saying? You go jail, you're gonna get moved to. No matter how, if you got a name on the road, it's even worse. If you've got a big case, it's even worse. If you look weak, it's worse. Like no matter how it goes, if you got a tattoo of the wrong thing, you're in trouble. But jail is irrelevant to me. Like
another reason why, like you know, like you said, you don't really want to watch things like that. But let's say your child gets arrested when he gets older. Things like this can ring off in the back of your head. And it can actually make you want to do research at the time. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's why it's good to watch these things, because it can pop up subconsciously in your head.
You know what? Yeah, just to answer your question. Yeah, I know what it might look like, but it's not that long. It's not that long ago. You know, I was talking to a man the other day, and he was saying, I don't know what come up. Margate come up, yeah, and he was like, oh, he's about 50. He said I used to go there with my gran. I remember one time I went there with my gran and the skinheads chased me. And I said to myself, bro, he's not centuries older than me. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's talking about England at a time when the Teddy boys, the skinheads, the NFs would chase black man and beat. Like we're not that far removed from the stuff that happened. Trust me. Like we still need to know, and it still needs to be highlighted because we've got so much more ground to cover to even catch up. There's so much shit and so much injustice is happening every single day. They need to be highlighted. They need to be. So it's the only way for it to stop, because if when things were pushed under the carpet a couple of years ago, they never used to talk about the kids that were getting stabbed. A few years ago, we never knew, it wasn't in the news. Youths have been getting stabbed for ages. Yeah. Stabbed and died and not making no news. We used to make noise. Why ain't it in the news? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Once things are pushed under the carpet, they can do it more and more and more. But if this was pushed under the carpet, there'll be plenty more where that came from.
What year did you say this was?
This was in 1989.
Shit's been happening since then.
No, listen.
That has been highlighted.
Listen, this was in 1989. They served 13 years in prison before the real...
Corey did.
All right.
Some of them came out in 6. Some came out in 6, some came out in 7.
So
Corey, the one, stayed in the longest.
All right, but hold on. Corey stayed in jail the longest. Sorry, I'll let you finish. Corey stayed in jail the longest, but they couldn't get jobs. Their whole life was over. And that's 13 years later, after 1989. And
then it still took them another 12 years to get exonerated.
What I'm saying, the point that, I hear it.
So what's 20?
I hear it.
So wait, what's 25?
The initial point that I made, I think you guys missed where it was coming from, because I was once classed as a pro-black activist. Yeah, I've done talks at City Hall in front of people in power. Yeah. My point is that
beautiful queen,
all of these things, that we're being pushed, that we're watching and tweeting about and spending time talking about, are not getting things done. Regardless of what we say, we can say it's good for us. We need to hear it, but I'm saying there's things more recent than all of them. Whatever year that was, Mark Duggan.
Yeah,
I don't see a Netflix for him.
No, but
there's
Farron,
Faz, the guy that goes around collecting knives. Yeah, I want his Netflix on there, and I want people to be talking about the positive that is going on, that is gonna better this. Yeah. It's all great, cool. We can all talk about it, but we did big riots. You know, we did big riots. There's blood on our streets. Yeah, these are people that, number one, are not from our land. Please don't overstand why I'm saying this. Yeah. I care about, regardless, wherever you're from. But I'm saying that there's blood on our streets and good things happening to overcome that. But we're not getting Netflix deals for them kind of things.
No, but the Netflix deal wasn't, you have to remember, it's people that spend money. It's people. It's not, Netflix didn't say, this is an outrage, let us spend money.
But we decide look at Rapman.
What I'm saying is,
we made that happen because we spoke about it and pushed it.
But he put his money where his mouth was.
But that was one aspect
so the girl, the woman who made this, put her money where her mouth is. Do you get what I'm saying? She got the deal. So I think it might empower someone else to make the Mark Duggan story. It might empower someone else to do things that they think they can't do. Because if I can't bring something like this to mainstream media, oh shit, they have. All right, cool. Because you don't know what sparks the genius. No one knows what sparks. What sparked the person that's going to make the change. That person might not be born yet. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
they born. Trust me, they born.
Me hear what you're saying. You know, you say a while ago. I have this conversation with my partner all the while, and we even had this conversation after watching when they see us. Thing with when they see us, because it's a true story. I like that. It's good. I want to watch it, but it's like, and you see, sometimes I don't really want, like, remember, I'm white. No matter wherever anybody wants to say I'm white, even though my culture different, I am still a white man. I understand when you're saying about, it seems like every time there's a big thing, it's always black people have gone through something so bad that then what that does is, and you have to think again, and it could be a conspiracy thing. It could be with these big networks that allow these things to be put out.
Of course.
You understand? Like the Netflix, remember, it's a white company. It's a white man own it. I believe most of these TVs and channels that are owned are white. So they're seeing this and putting it out, knowing that a lot of black people are gonna watch it. When they watch it, what's gonna happen? They're gonna get angry.
Chip on the shoulder.
And then that's forever gonna continue the cycle. It's gonna continue forever the cycle of the like a segregation between.
You're saying reverse
race.
it. You're basically saying reverse it and make it more positive.
There are some incredible stories that are being put to these places, but they're not getting anywhere with it.
Yeah.
Because they want.
She got a good point though, Ceesix. She got.
When I say I'm bored, I'm not saying I'm bored of the strife. I'm not saying that. Of course I'm not. But I'm bored of not seeing things moving forward, because we're talking about something that was past, when there's so much that we could be doing to move us forward as a people, not a race, as a
past,
people.
Yeah, as if you just look at it as the past, then you might as well forget about it. You might as well forgot about. They might as well just they're in jail now. And move on. You can't just look at it like that. There's so many things. I personally feel like there's a lot more negative things happening to our people than positive. Do you get what I'm saying? And not individuals. But as I say, there's a lot more good kids than bad kids. There's a lot more people that are in education than out of education. There's a lot of people thriving, but as a mass, do you get what I'm saying? Like, so not all of our youths are being stabbed. Not all of our youths carry knives. But all of us are getting stopped, targeted and searched. Do you get what I'm saying? And as I said, the majority don't carry knives. The majority are not in gangs. But we're all open to that stereotype. We're all open to that walking through Westfields and being stopped and pushed over to a side and getting searched. And you get what I'm saying? We're all being treated that way. So it is good to highlight the things. It's important that we highlight the good stuff, but we can't replace. We have to highlight the negative that's happened. Have to highlight it, because the more that they see it, the more they have egg on their face, the more people are going to stop doing things, and the more other people is going to spark something in them. I feel like if something's going to spark some genius in someone that's going to do something.
I hear you saying, but like I'm going to say, same thing as well is proper think about it, it could all just be a trick to keep that cycle going on. Where remember, if you're making black people angry all the time by showing them bad things,
reminding you're still not getting your justice.
The police know that, this new Netflix thing that come out when they see us. Look, there's a group of black guys. Let's just go over there and say hello. They're gonna get aggravated. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So now there's that hatred. I'm not. I
can agree with that, because I tell you why. Because you see, after watching that now, you see, if a policeman talks to me now, I'm gonna want to tell him to fuck off.
All right, but hear this
just
though.
because
hear
of
this,
watching
but listen,
that.
but that,
get me? I'm still angry.
That actually happened.
I know.
So what I'm saying is,
but
what
like
we might
Yardie
need to
said,
stop doing is making the gangster movies, the fictional gangster movies that portray us bad. We can talk about what actually happened. That did actually happen.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we can highlight what actually happened, and then maybe pull away from these fake gangster things where all of our people are drug dealers and all of our girls are bitches, and maybe pull away from that shit. But we can highlight this. This actually did happen.
That's
and it happens every day. People get stopped.
That's why I was interested in it.
I've been stopped. When I was a youth, I was stopped, and the policeman stopped me. I was about 25, and I swear, like he was about 19. He stopped me and said, wait, I had to tell him, like, brother, you're a little boy to me, like asking me where I'm going. Don't ask me no question. Do you get what I'm saying? But they were onto me. Yeah. But I'm sensible, and I know how to. I got all my papers. You can't bad me up. Yeah. So I was a bit cheeky, but they tried to pin all sorts of crap on me. Yeah. I took their badge numbers and all sorts of stuff just to give back what they were giving me. Yeah. But if I was more easily intimidated, they could have pushed me down and they could have done anything, because I've seen them. I've seen them bad people up, make up shit about their tires and stuff. But I know what my legal requirement for my tires.
I just feel as well it's good it's good because, as I said, like we said already, it's something that really happens. So it's good that we see this and hopefully can encourage young black men and even Hispanic man. Like there's not just, you know what I mean, like the minor ethnicity, as they say. Encourage them to do research and like Ceesix educate themselves about them rights, because when you know your rights, it might help you a lot more.
And allow some white people to see what their grandfathers and shit have been doing and stay, boy, you know what? I don't, because it's like the younger generation are more liberal than the old generation. Do you get what I'm saying? They're talking about it today. Idris was vexed about the whole James Bond thing. Said that the older generation wouldn't appreciate it, but that's because the older generation, racism lives within inside them. They tolerate us, but it lives within inside them. But the younger generation they mix more, they're out more. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I think they need to see that shit. It's funny
you bring up Idris, because I actually have something they want to talk about Idris.
This your boy Dizzle Comedian. You've been watching Chalk and Cheese podcast. Stay tuned to next week. It's the best thing ever.
Chalk and Cheese podcast. Put a podcast.